This ain't your little brother's Tomb Raider. F.A.K.K² will knock your socks off. Yes, Heavy Metal F.A.K.K² is a third-person shooter developed by Ritual Entertainment, released for PC in 2000. Before I dive into the backstory and development, here is a timestamp if you want to jump straight to the playthrough. So the Heavy Metal franchise began as a fantasy comics magazine all the way back in 1977. Leonard Mogul, the publisher of National Lampoon, was touring around Paris in the mid-70s and stumbled across the French science fantasy magazine Metal Hurlant, which translates as Howling Metal. Mogul loved the outrageous visuals and quickly licensed an American version, changing the name to Heavy Metal. Let's take a look at what that magazine looked like. A big old sci-fi, erotic, steampunk amalgamation of styles. You probably know these images quite well but couldn't put a name to them. The artwork here is exceptional. Towering artists of the time appearing on the covers such as H.R. Giger, Esteban Morato and Terence Lindall. Look at these visuals. Insane imagery and edgy out there stuff. Most notably, Heavy Metal was pushing boundaries and denying comic codes at the time. That punk spirit really seeping through the ink. No surprise then that the magazine became a hit and caught a lot of attention. Soon, talks of animating these pictures and bringing it all to the silver screen started brewing, with Ivan Reitman, yes, that Ghostbusters Reitman, joining as a producer to get things rolling. Reitman reached out to Gerald Potterton, who had previously done animation on the Beatles' Yellow Submarine film, as well as various other projects, to see if he would be interested in directing this anthology. Eventually, in 1981, Heavy Metal the animated film hit cinemas, handpicking the most outlandish entries from the comic book series into 8 short films to merge together, all loosely tied together by the final entry in the film. And that green orb thing. And of course, it had skeletons! Every single film story is animated in a different style, all being handled by different animation houses. Also, we have to talk about the epic soundtrack with artists such as Blue Oyster Cult, Stevie Nicks, and Black Sabbath, Dio. It's so good. And you know what? After all that, it made money too. On a $9 million budget, the film grossed $20 million worldwide. Can we bankroll more outlandish art, please? The audience is out there. So our game today, Heavy Metal F.A.K.K., is not about that film. In fact, the comic line kept going, and there's another film called Heavy Metal 2000, which came out in that year. Another Canadian production, but this time direct-to-video. It's another sci-fi epic romp with music and not a ton of substance. The style really reminds me of Titan AE. People remember that one? Who is on the soundtrack this time? Pantera, Queens of the Stone Age, Billy Idol. Man, it's pretty good, yeah. Heavy Metal F.A.K.K. is something of a movie spin-off and sequel to Heavy Metal 2000. I will go over the main story of the game in the playthrough, but I suppose I should give you a general idea of what's going on and what happened in the film. Michael Ironside voices Tyler, an evil chap hell-bent on universe domination who finds the key to power and immortality might be found within the core waters of a peaceful planet. This happens to be where Julie resides. A formidable warrior with more 80s hair than you can shake a Tresemme can at. Tyler wipes out most of the planet's inhabitants, and Julie has to team up with a mysterious alien guy voiced by Billy Idol to take revenge and stop Tyler before it's too late. As you probably guessed, I left out all the lingo there. There's a lot of Arakacian, Eden, Lockbar, and it becomes like a verbal attack on your ears at a certain point. Michael Ironside, though, is phenomenal in the film, by the way, worth watching for him alone. Michael Ironside makes everything great. Heavy Metal F.A.K.K. picks up right after the film. What the hell does that acronym stand for? Federation Assigned Ketogenic Kill Zone. That sounds like something Joe Rogan would waffle on about, guaranteed to make you 20% more manly. Let's see what development information I can find on the game. Let's see. Ritual Entertainment in 1997, while producing Sin, were clued in that the creators of the Heavy Metal 2000 film were interested in making a game continuing this story. At this point, the film wasn't out and was currently going by the name Heavy Metal F.A.K.K², which Ritual just stuck with as there was already magazine covers and free advertising ready to go. Smart decision at the time, kinda confusing now. So the programming teams began work before quickly leaving to finish up Sin. The amount of turnover between the F.A.K.K² team seems kinda crazy, with only one team member surviving the entire process. An early version of the Quake 3 engine was used for Heavy Metal, which is, hey, that's 2 games in a row now that use early game usage after Elite Force. There were huge periods of time without a project manager, which turns out is kind of important. All kinds of feature requests just getting thrown into the game without question or knowledge. A huge crunch period lasting nearly 5 months coming up to the game release meant big drops in team morale, which was already kind of shaky because of the team member turnover rates. So not enough time, no real direction or management of the F.A.K.K. game process, all built on a wafer-thin idea of a film still in development. So let's get to the playthrough and see how all this turned out. Heavy Metal Fact 2 begins with... Ooh, that's fun. Ooh.
Load a new game. Load a new game.
Okay, let's properly begin and get to the introductory story.
Once among the stars, a great war raged. Since that day, 30 years have passed. Julie and the survivors of the Great War sought to rebuild their lives back on the colony of Eden. And this time they protected their world with a powerful energy shield and an orbiting F.A.K.K² hazard beacon.
That acronym again. Federation assigned ketogenic kill zone to the second level. I'm not saying that again, so it's going to be F.A.K.K² or F.A.K. or F.A.K. off.
Knowing that the shield would keep possible attackers at a distance, and the beacon hiding their secret under the veil of a fatal wasteland, the colonists have grown happy in their comfort and safety. But the universe is full of would-be gods, and the machines of man alone cannot change the call of destiny.
Alright, so much plot and wordy words being spitfire at us. Julie, our buxom lead, killed Lord Tyler previously and brought her planet survivors to the new world of Eden. Eden, the planet, has a big old shield protecting it, but a faction known as the Gith are nearby, malevolently hovering with plans of scavenging. We also have Julie's fat friend here, Carrie. Okay, this is her sister who is obviously pregnant. Body shapes in this game do make things kind of ambivalent. Spoilers, we won't hear hide nor hair of Carrie until the end. She is not important. Let's explore around and take in the sights. Not gonna lie, that backdrop looks fantastic still. Whoa, the faces. Yeah, F.A.K.K. has some bewildering face models, just big lima bean shapes splattered with something resembling a face texture, to mixed results. Really bizarre stuff. The stuff of nightmares or dreams, I don't know, up to you. Starting areas are about getting to grips with controls. It's almost like Tomb Raider, but we get some strafing and it's a little smoother and responsive, but often not. Okay, addressing it now because it's the focal point of the viewer. Yes, Julie has got some cake going on. Some angles it's a big old juicy rootin' tootin' booty, and other angles Julie is clearly carrying around a poop-ridden diaper. I would say this is the worst outfit we get. We change them later on.
They weren't so easy to catch. I don't know what I'd do.
Hello, Julie. Welcome back to training.
It's training time. You can skip it, which is nice, by pressing this big red button, but I have a feeling there's a lot of weird stuff in this game and stuff to know, so I'm gonna go through with it. Let's take a look at what we get here. Icon explanations, weapons we will get later on, more UI explanations. Actually, I should do that too. Thank you for reminding me, game. Top left's red bar is our health, obviously, and the blue represents the amount of water we hold. That's super water we find around Eden. A lot of weapons use this for a special bonus damage, and it serves as a little bit of armor too, apparently. Next, we get our first weapon, a sling and some target practice. This is the absolute definition of a meh weapon. F.A.K.K.'s weapon system actually is pretty unique for the time. Most weapons that aren't gigantic or swords can be used in either hand, allowing for dual wielding. You'll see it later on, it's very cool. We round up some of these space squirrels we saw earlier by bonking them on the noggin.
Your hands. Walk over to the cage and press either attack key to toss him in.
We try out a pistol. Yes, this is one of those space sci-fis with melee and pistol type dealios. A la Warhammer, I guess. When you have guns and lasers, why would you need anything else? But whatever, it's flavor. It's all just flavor. Flavor. Also, auto-aim. Yeah, I can't find how to turn this off, but whatever, it doesn't bother me too much, but it's weird because it's a PC game only. Come on guys, I have a mouse right here. We get explosives, mainly to deal with the meteors that are everywhere on Eden now. Breaking through our F.A.K.K. shield and spreading corruption. Melee training. Right mouse to wobble it about a bit, click at a certain point to do something of a combo. Weirdly timed and reminds me of Witcher 1 for that bizarre timing system where you always get it wrong in the heat of a battle. Check this out, the training voice tries to be quite sexual with everything.
Good job. Grab that health vial. Now let's move on to the obstacle course. Run and jump towards the ledge, and you will grab it automatically.
Next up is platforming, a sign of bad times ahead. Let's see, we get shimmying, butt shimmying on the ground, or crouching, whatever you want to call it. Learning about the sacred Eden water pools, which regenerate our blue bar. Box pulling, wall butt shimmying, pole dancing, rope swinging.
Ah, thanks again. See you later. Bye.
In the city hub parts of the start, and even later on in the section, you can go off the beaten track quite a lot and find stuff, water flasks, some ammunition, fun exploration. I guess we are an alien race, but some of these body proportions are off. This lady skipped many a head day in the gym. Anyways, what's happening in the city district? This beautiful chonker blocks our way backwards. Okay, not going that way. Most NPCs are up to something. You can tell the ritual team put a lot of effort into making the world feel alive. Like this guy here, bringing his poop mobile around.
Well, be sure and wash your hands when you're done.
Crotch shot. Some fierce pose striking here. Honestly, I could spend quite a lot of time just going from NPC to NPC and stopping and taking in the faces and the design choices. These are some choices. I hope these aren't just devs who photoshopped their faces on. I do try not to bully. In the bar here, we also get heavy metal artwork appropriately added to the background frames. It's a very nice touch. That is a sweet backpack, my man. Probably has tons of Beyblades and Yu-Gi-Ohs in there.
Angus, what the hell are you doing?
Ah, Julie! Quick, cover your ears!
Have we got ourselves a space Scotsman here? What clan do you hail from?
Between this game and Team Fortress 2, it seems early 2000s Scottish people in games were very partial to explosives.
Cooey! Hello!
Ah! Ah!
Okay, so before we platform over to save Bart Simpson, the first enemy shows up who will stick around in some shape or form right to the end. Space, wasps, or bees. They explode very nicely though. I chose poorly from a choice of 2 bars. Julia finds Bart inside the barn with cartoon stars whirling around his head. Let me just check. Yep, friendly fire is on. We get through a door. We get through a door the second time.
Bessie! No!
Not sure, but I sent him back.
All right, Bessie has a new calf.
Saved in time, Bessie produces a mini Bessie. Look at him scooting about. What a cute little critter. Oh, he's so cute. I guess we should review the voice acting at this point. It's not great.
If you hadn't got here in time, those things would have eaten Bessie alive.
Speaking of those pests,
Review over. Mid-talk with Barbie, our Julie nearly gets violated from below. Looks like something wicked resides in the basement, so we better go inspect with our sword.
Looks like I found the queen bee.
Julie has a lot of derp face going on. What is that? Looks like our first boss. Not fun. You need to explode the 4 meteor rocks sitting around him. Simple enough. The meteors are separated across water you can only get past using the pipes. The water kills you super quick. The wasps gather on you and kill you super quick. Get close and you get whomped super quick. Stand around far away from it, you better believe you still die super quick as the boss has a ranged underground penetrator attack. This section is where I got the first idea this game badly needed another round of testing. Not glitches, not game breaking stuff, but the fact that you get stuck in animations a lot while stuff kills you or stun locked by enemies. Little tweaks were needed, and I don't just mean on our heroine, am I right, people? Ugh. Ew. Eventually this multi-titty bitch drops. Next up, we wander around sampling little stories and getting some heavy metal lore here and there. This old man telling tales of olden times to this, whoa, child, tiny old lady.
Oh, hi, Julie.
He does kind of look like a dorky David Bowie, right? Just me?
hello, Julie. Come to sample one of the many treasures from the old world?
Is that an Irish accent I detect? Well, Conasatatu. An bhfuil tú a Coney on Chuck Show? An bhfuil Kiadagum Dulgurdi on letters? We platform around for some goodies, get a bit steamy. Let's discuss our weapons so far. We get the standard sword, which is solid damage. We will get great upgrades for it later though. We have the bombs, you use them to advance more than a damage. And our sling, which is pretty awful. How about this space crossbow then we get from this beautifully coiffed older gentleman? Good lord, that hair. The crossbow has a big old charge up. A big old charge up. A big old charge up. A big old... Hello? The green meteor rocks are having an adverse effect on the wildlife. The squirrels, I've actually since learned are called sleek, get all kinds of confident when they spend too much time around them, just strutting around menacingly. Hey man, I don't want no trouble. We also get a premonition of things to come with the creepy old age toddler. You're not fooling me, you tiny 60-year-old. Hold on a second, I didn't add that fart noise. These guys are everywhere, and yes, they fart and throw poop at you. And no, I did not design this enemy, please stop asking.
It's coming, I tell you, it's coming! It's here!
Looks like we better check out the scene of that meteor explosion and again go underground with Charles and Chimney here.
Eon!
Jared!
New gem-infused enemy rock gorillas show up. They will become standard enemies later, but with our arsenal right now, they're kinda tough. The crossbow is not cutting it. With the beast finally dead, the rock behind us spreads its legs. Yeah, you can't make this up. Now, why would that be the way? We get a shield now, blocks attacks nicely enough, but I would really rather have a decent weapon in my other hand. In the end, I didn't use the shield that much. Two of these guys now? Two? Come on, game, give me something better to work with here. No, 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 no. No, 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 shite. I wonder where this goes up to. Oh, that's nice. Push buttons and pull levers to lower or stop sections to platform a whole hell of a lot across. Hi there. Did you subscribe or leave a comment yet or a like? I might just stay up here until you do. I've already gotten up on these monkey bars the wrong way around. You don't know what I'll do. New weapon! A frickin' gigantic two-handed axe. Very metal, very heavy, and chunks enemies up nice too. For now, this is probably best, if a little slow. Definitely reminds me of Rune. I miss that jump attack in Rune though. Oh yay, a big puzzle. Turn levers to line up lasers to power up the central mechanism. Absolute random choice. I would say F.A.K.K.'s puzzles are not its strong point. This opens up a room where we press a big red button which opens up the sunroof so aliens can wander in and ruin everything. I don't know, this is what it looks like to me anyway.
Oh no, I can't believe I left them undefended again. Carrie!
The shield is down, a full-scale Gith invasion is happening now. We know Tyler the Creator is probably behind it.
I must find her. She will be scared without her dolly. Where is my daughter? Where did she go? Oh!
You remember Tyler, right? It doesn't matter, he'll show up later. I think we could have gotten this earlier, but I finally have the pistol. Not enough ammo, but honestly, this thing kicks. Great model, nice sound, and does good damage. Sadly, you just can't spam it. This section, serious style issues happening here. These guys look like they could be in my medieval game, almost Tim Burton-y. Spawning these little critters that swarm you, all the while chanting at us, peace, we come in peace. And you can't kill them. Fun. Alley-oop. I can't remember where I picked this up, but we have a fire sword now, and it chunks enemies down. Running on that blue water mana, keeping the fire going. So our weapons aren't cutting it against the Neon Skull Robo guys, but we can use our wits with traps around the city to illuminate a few. Steam pipes, other pipes, and dropping helicopter blades or something. I am quite enjoying this, pressing buttons to melt them down. Very fun.
We are sexy! We are sexy bitches, yeah!
Inside a metallic factory section now. It's very standard stuff, lots of button pressing. However, dropping an orb onto a pressure plate unlocks a hidden area and we get not one but two nice goodies. A shotgun and an Uzi. Alright game, you have my attention.
Barely. Where's my sister?
Well, look who it is. It's... yeah... you. Old man Jobblebottom here tells us that he has decoded that giant orb that flew in earlier, and it has a message to relay to us. I am partial to a nice Star Wars style hologram. What a delightful wobbly effect on it as well. Like it's a flag billowing in the wind. There was a ton of brilliantly executed little details in the game. Look at us like a stylish ass-chapped lady of death. Dual-wielding flaming swords and guns. I can't lie, this is kind of fun. Religion warping people and changing them for the worse? Is this one of those allegories or metaphors I always hear about? Let's give that shotgun a go. Look at that big old chunky model. Oh, it's beautiful. Right now I'm having a blast. This thing packs a punch. Around a corner we get a new flamethrower as well. Well, that didn't last long. Around a corner the child of the damned shows up again and becomes possessed or something. A vessel, a conduit maybe. Anyway, now we have another mini-boss of a later common enemy. These guys are straight out of the Suffering. Actually, this game is very similar to that game now. Third-person blasting against Clive Barker-esque enemies, early 2000s graphics. The Suffering is really good too. Oh no, you guys again. Look at them swarming on me like some 50s dance gang. As we venture out into the mountains, it's all looking quite unreal. Hi, friend. No. Sadly though, mountains mean platforming. Here are some attempts of mine to traverse the landscape. Aha, the shimmy shimmy. Jumping and scurrying about on tight ledges over gigantic falls to certain death. Usually an enemy is spitting some kind of poison at you. Or dive bombing. If they miss, their beaks get lodged in the ground, which is a nice touch. I'm already missing the shooty shoot parts. But a bazooka though, rocket propelling my enthusiasm up again. We'll keep flame sorting for now, all reliable with plenty of water pools around to keep us topped up, making us look metal as hell. Speaking of which, it's taking me this long, how is the music? This is a heavy metal game, so let's listen to some tunes while the gameplay does its job in the background. It's the Half-Life claws, right? Everyone is hearing that noise in their heads right now? No? Well, you are now. Oh bullshit, the camera threw me off. This spindly slicer drops a sucky machine that seems useless but is essential for one part later on. Why am I saying sucky machine? A Hoover. You are a large fellow, aren't you?
Step on thing. Foot hurt. Oh.
And you sound like Animal from the Muppets or Fozzie Bear? That means you must be friendly. This lovely Treebeard gentleman gives us a shield upgrade that was lodged in his foot, and then gives us a lift to the swamp. Killer swamp water everywhere, everything poisons you, there's no coffee. Let's cheer ourselves up with a nice new chainsaw sword, just like the one on the cover. Right click to use the mana and chonk through things. Oh, this is good stuff. The swamp isn't all bad. Sure, it's mostly, but you do get beautiful level art like this. And you get this. Right, so let's skip through this. We jump and platform about to find 3 tiki masks for an island meeting of statues to get a dragon dildo. I mean Horn of Conjuring. Which then brings us along to the worst boss in the game easily. Kill the sprouted neck dragons, avoid stuff and time your hits. Awful stuff. Moving on. Let's give that horn a go. Oh, it shoot bees. Taste my pain, you bastards. Your own medicine ain't so sweet, is it? What is the plot right now? We're off to find some core artifact, I think. Something to take on the big Gith Lord. We're gonna get an explanation soon, don't worry. I'll bring us up to date soon.
It's mine, I tell you. It belongs to me. Me. Oh, you are a sly one, aren't you?
Meet Gruff. This guy resides in the Muagli swamps and is a witch doctor, obviously. Just gonna bypass the stereotypes for now. He gives us a rather large chain gun for our next big test section. A large foreboding temple with 4 quadrants, each testing different parts of our keyboard. Okay, let me give you that plot. Otto, this guy, sent us to Gruff, that guy, as they are the most knowledgeable about all things Eden and how to get the Heart of We, which must be the artifact we need to save the day. The temple, or cemetery as it's known for some reason, looks great. Sharp, detailed sky and otherworldly architecture of each section. This is great stuff and the magazine brought to life. Within the opening courtyard of sorts, we get our final sword upgrade. Julie's very own Stormbreaker sword. Whatever, let's get to the Wind Temple and test our metal. More fantastic design work here. The dark creepers with mouth hands are back again, but they are no match for our electrical sword. Julia's fully decked out now with that classic female endgame armor, covering up all the necessary bits. Tons of platforming. Whoa. Some light puzzle work here. Line up the symbols, get squished. The central sex idol opens up. We grab her green gem, dodging the strong winds. And we try and platform out. 1 temple finished. Let's try out that minigun Gruff lent us. Okay, Yep. This thing packs a punch but runs out of ammo super quick like every other gun. The second test lies in the water temple. They're always fun, right? Well, at least this game has no swimming. Oi! Hey, I'm in the middle of something here, Mr. Slice and Splice. We are looking at rather Death Trap Dungeon, aren't we? I promise that video is going to come out at some point, along with Witch Haven 2. Yes, that will happen. Dude, seriously. The fact that you get locked into animation so much while remaining vulnerable is... At this point, there was a bit of gamer rage building. Press some buttons and a roller wheel of epic death emerges I will totally avoid at all times. Thought it, we're just gonna run. Come on. We stick the air temple gem into a slot, receive a dagger, not for stabbing use, but for the next temple. Anyways, get your lament configurations ready, we are heading into the Temple of Blood. Before I start moaning about things, not that I ever do that, this place looks amazing. Kinda reminds me of Requiem Avenging Angel, those pulsating flesh holes and writhing pain everywhere. Just roaming around in the insides of a demon. Look how friggin' metal this door is. Alright, that's the end of the fun now. This room sucked. Rolling wheels blocking a door with a button opening. That's it. Okay, we're done. You guys tried out that Heretic remaster yet? Whew, what a game. It's so much more than Medieval Doom, you know? Oh yeah, look at this. Huh? What did you say? Okay. Fine, I'll get back to the review. We slay 2 splicers on the central island, and a Banjo-Kazooie golden Jinjo appears between the goddess statue's legs. No, don't do that. Very happy to be done with the Sanctity of Blood. One more temple remains. I do try and represent the scenery as best I can, sweeping panoramic movements to show the viewer some of the nice artwork and background details. But let's be honest here, I probably just look more like a pervert. Into the final section, the sheer scale here is quite awesome. Okay, we got this. Finally, we reached the heart of Wii, only for the Gith Lord to pop his big old Irish space head through the ceiling and command his minions to sacrifice themselves to enlarge the heart and its power, I think. And soon it's the final boss time against Tyler himself. You remember Tyler? I did bring him up, I think, didn't I? Now reborn after we killed him in the film, that you probably didn't see. He angrily swipes at you or shoots at range. Hit him enough times and he drops to his knees. Remember that sucking device the Splicer dropped earlier? Hoover, stop saying sucking device. Of course you do. All moments from my videos are terribly memorable. Kick it up to full inhale and stop him taking those vials when he goes fetal. Give me those. Give me those. Eventually his arm falls off, and along with it his mighty sword, so we get one last weapon. Whoa, that is a big sword. Chunk him down with this, soon it's all over. Tyler falls once again to Julie's blade.
Wins. Fatality.
The heart of Wii is finally ours, along with its healing powers. Giant Gith head buggers off into space. We return to Eden and we share a laugh, a tear, and some weird faces. The day is saved. Once again, Heavy Metal F.A.K.² is completed. To the erotic fiction mobile. Wow, those credits are really short. I usually play them in the background while I start rambling during this section, but I can't this time. Metacritic has a surprising amount of reviews to scour through. Let's take a look. Overall, it sits at 78 and 7.6 for user reviews. That's higher than I thought it would be. This game certainly has its fans, which I won't lie, I always love seeing. CNET Game Center gave Heavy Metal a 90 out of 100, saying, "Quite possibly the best action-adventure game you're going to play this year." In 2000, wow. Okay, so I already know, but let's just see what else came out in 2000. Deus Ex, okay, not really action, I'll let that one pass. No One Lives Forever, 100% a better game. Counter-Strike, Elite Force, Perfect Dark, Soldier of Fortune. Soldier of Fortune, still one of the best games of all time. Daikatana, no, I'm not joking. Come on, CNET Game Center, you need to play some more games. In the past. The game is great at times, don't get me wrong, but you have to approach this as an entire, not just the good parts. Let's check on the lower end of the score spectrum. Okay, how about user scores? Oh, here's one. Broax wrote an essay in French. Let's translate this. On the Quick 3 engine, the Hackset Ritual. Nope, not doing the accent. On the Quick 3 engine, the Hackset Ritual have created a pseudo game inspired by some unexciting hottie from a silly magazine. So we have an FPS that's certainly brutal and bloody, but quickly boring. So boring, in fact, it's been gathering dust since 2010. Since my hard drive needs cleaning, I noticed this piece of crap and restart to refresh my memory, but it asked me for a CD. No matter, I shoved the CD and click again. The piece of crap didn't understand. It wasn't the CD you hear. Well said, Broyax. You have a way with words I hope to achieve one day. Let's do the good and the bad, starting with the good stuff. No surprise for this one, it's an early 2000s game and I love the graphics, tickling my nostalgia. Some really nice, sharp, detailed work and great weapon models. The guns are really good. Not the slings, not the bows, and probably not the melee. But the pistol, minigun, rocket launcher, and shotguns are a blast to use. The score is a mixed bag, but some of it is awesome, and would happily go on my playlist. Okay, so the bad. Jank is not the right word to use, but some of the controls and systems implemented are kinda half-baked. Animations getting you killed because they linger so long, getting stun locks, stuff like that. The human NPCs, I guess they aren't really human, but their model work and faces are pretty awful. If I laughed and it entertained me, does that make it a negative though? It has charm. Not sure where to put this in. The melee combat is very weak. The gore makes it palatable, but the animations and variants are quite dull. Multiplayer would have been great, probably. It's too short as well. Just more action shooty maps, please. I want to shoot things. And the story is such an afterthought. I would say more bad than good in the game, but I think every single part of this game is a mixed bag. The graphics are great, but the art style is often clashing and off-putting. The weapons are sometimes fantastic or dreadfully dull. Songs are often perfect or completely out of step. Everything has a caveat. I enjoyed my time overall with heavy metal. I was annoyed at points, sure. It's very unique and of its time, despite some boring parts or even frustration nearly leading me to quit for a bit. The high points definitely made it memorable and worth it though. So would I recommend it? Well, you can't actually purchase this game digitally right now. It's another copyrights issue. So you're gonna need a physical copy or other means. Should you find a way, then yes, absolutely, give it a go. I mean, if you've been looking at the background footage and me talking, you're gonna know what kind of game this is. Check out the first heavy metal film too if you haven't, just for the animation alone. With that, thank you everyone for watching this video. This week's choice involved me just zoning out in front of my computer and going, oh yeah, that game. I guess I'll give that a go. So hopefully it all turned out okay as something entertaining, I don't know. Like, comment, and share the video if you can so we can grow this channel and get towards that 1,000 subscribers. Here is my Blue Sky link and my X link. I also have a Ko-Fi link if you want to support me even further. Hope everyone is doing well. Maybe the video gave me just a smidge of coziness or other reactions to the sexy babes, I don't know. Either way, I'm Mystery Machine and I'll see you next time. And I'll